My name's Bob Sturm, and I'm out of the Florida Crown region. I've been collecting Porsches since 1969. And this is my most recent one.
One time it looked like convertibles were going to die, and Porsche came out with an answer, a safe answer, and it was the Targa with the famous silver Targa bar. But just to continue for a few years, went to a little of a window that opened up on top. But this year, Porsche debuted at Detroit the new Targa, which is definitely a retro look to what the old Targas were, and it's been very well received. But we have in front of us now one of the original Targas that came out in 1967. This is Bob Sturm, who restored this car, but's known about it quite a long time. And Bob, maybe you can tell us a little bit about the history that you know of the car, and what was challenging in the restoration?
Well, the car came from Europe to Jacksonville about 40 years ago. A guy bought it. I knew the guy for a long time. He passed away, and I was able to obtain the car from his family. Originally, it was chocolate brown, and unfortunately, I just couldn't stand the color, and so I painted it 67 silver. And I've been working on the car a couple of years now, and it's real close to being finished.
And what makes this very unique that the new model doesn't have is this is what they call actually a soft window Targa, which was the closest you were going to get to a 911 Cabriolet back then. Were you specifically looking for a soft window, or just happened to be the one you were looking at?
I was in the military when the soft windows came out, and they just knocked my socks off. So I've been dying to have one since they came out in '67. And this one I've been lucky over the years on a lot of different cars, and I lucked into this one, and it was exactly what I wanted. So when the opportunity came, I jumped on it. Within 48 hours, I bought the car from the minute I heard about it. So yeah, I've always wanted a soft window. I've got another glass window, a 72T, that's a one-owner car also. It's original, but this was the one I've always wanted. So I was glad to get it, and I'm glad I finally got it back on the ground again. So.
I say you're in your own shop, so obviously you had a head start in knowing how to restore these cars. But how long did it take you to bring it to the beautiful shape that it's in today?
We've been working on this car a couple of years. Almost finished. There's a few last-minute details, and then it's ready to drive.
Now, a car that's old, are parts still available? Do you have to fabricate anything, or?
You can get quite a few of the parts, the rubber seals. There's a few things that are kind of unique. The roll bar covers are almost impossible to come by, and some of the chrome trim, door handles, things like that. But a lot of the hard parts, a lot of the mechanical parts are pretty readily available, although a lot of it's reproduction.
So do you plan on keeping this, or just you gonna drive it, or are you gonna, if the right price comes along?
No, I'm driving it. I'm keeping it. I have a hard time selling any of my cars. I've got most of the cars I've ever owned for a long time. I'm running out of space, but no, I'm driving it. I'm keeping it.
Well, there you go. Porsche says something like 90% of the cars Porsche produce are still on the road. Thanks to people like this, it continues.